Hello, welcome to this short introduction to the book of Revelation. Revelation is an extraordinary book, and for many Christians they look at it with fascination, but really quite unsure about what to make of it. I mean, what does it mean? Actually, the author has given us some very clear clues and interpretive principles right in the first chapter. And I believe that if we stay by these, we can the whole meaning of the book begins to take place very clearly. First of all, the author is a pastor and is writing a pastoral letter to churches that he is familiar with, that he knows. He's writing to his friends, and he's writing a pastoral letter. That's very clear. Secondly, he says very clearly that he's writing a prophetic message. He says this both at the beginning of chapter 1 and at the end of Revelation itself. And thirdly, he uses the word apocalyptic. Now, apocalyptic is a certain type of literary genre. The closest thing we have today to it is something like the political cartoon. And what he's saying is that the descriptions he gives, the images, are pictures of deeper principles that are working in the world. And this takes us to the main purpose of his writing, which he states is that he's writing to describe what will take place in the future. The question is how we should understand this, whether it should be things happening immediately, or things during history, or things at the end of history, or just principles that will shape history. And I think actually this last one is the way we should understand the message of Revelation, because just as Genesis described the introduction of evil into the world, so Revelation describes its exodus. And the heart of this is the principle of following the example of Jesus himself, not just in his life, but in his death. The crucial verse at the heart of Revelation is chapter 12 and verse 11. And it says this: "They overcame him," that is the evil one, "by the blood of the Lamb and by the word of their testimony, and they loved not their lives even unto death." In other words, his followers followed him into a death like his. It probably won't be crucifixion like his, but it will be a faithful loyalty to Jesus, even to the point of laying down their lives. And this is the way that Jesus will extend his lordship over the nations, through the gospel being preached, even to this point where people faithfully die for it. So as you read this fascinating book, keep these principles in mind, and I believe it will help you to understand what's going on. I also recommend that you look at the material I'm produced in the main course under the verse-by-verse section, and where it goes into more detail on each of the specific illustrations that are being used. I think you'll find this fantastic. I love this book, and I'm sure you'll enjoy it.